Well guys, I got the gasket set in the mail here for the giant vac, and isn't that a shame? Read what it says. Briggs and Stratton, made in China. Bunch of crap, huh? Can't even make gaskets in the United States anymore. Pretty pathetic, huh? So let's see what we got in this package here. There should be gaskets and seals. Alright, let's see what we got. We got the crankshaft gaskets here. We've got another little gasket. I'm not really sure what that one's for. We got another seal here. We got a head gasket. We got the oil pan gasket and shims here, so you can do the end play on the crankshaft. Valve cover gasket, exhaust gasket. I take it these are for the carburetor and the intake manifold. And all kinds of little seals here. I have no idea what these are for, but some other funny looking plug seal. I think this is for the breather. That goes a little tube that goes from the crankcase breather cover to the carburetor and the air cleaner. I think this goes in there. But I think they give you more seals than you really need, because this kit works for a couple different size engines. Like, I don't think this oil seal is used on mine. It probably just uses both of these big ones. So anyways, the next step here, now that we have all these seals in place, is I'm going to take the engine, strip it totally down, take the valves out. We're going to clean up the valves. We're going to lap the valves. We're going to hit the piston or the cylinder with a quick little honing. Then we're going to wash it all out, make sure there's no grit in it or anything. Get it all clean, throw it back together with some new seals, and see if there's any leaves to blow after that. Maybe the oak tree will keep me in business here. And that's about it. Well guys, I got the block stripped on the 8-horse Briggs here for the giant vac, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it all up nice. Got a little oil in there I got to get out. And then I'm going to take the valves out and clean them up a little bit. Probably I'll lap them real quick. And I'm going to hit the cylinder with a drill hone real quick too. See if we can clean this thing up before we put it together. Get it like new again. So I got my valve spring compressor here. And we can use this to pull those valves out. That's no problem. And these valves on the Briggs are not adjustable. You'd have to grind the stems to adjust them, it appears. But yeah, should be no big deal. We'll get it going. Alright, we got the valve springs out. We'll see if we can pull out these valves here. And they're not that bad from side to side, but this exhaust valve's got a lot of burntness to it. So I think I'll take it to the wire wheel and just clean it up a little bit. And then it's not pitted actually on the surface where it mates. And the seat don't look too bad here. So I think it will clean up nice. And this intake valve here, let's see if we can get this one out. There you go. Let's see. It's stuck on the bottom. I might have to file the bottom a little bit. Same thing, this has a lot of carbon on it, but sometimes you got to file the bottom a little bit where the keeper goes around it. It might get hung up, but let me try it again. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that to get it out. It's no big deal, just take a second. But yeah, anyways, we're gonna clean this up good. I'm gonna take the wire brush to the whole top of the head here and get all this carbon and junk off, and then we'll hose it out with the hose and make sure there's no aluminum chips in here still from the rod that grenaded. We still got to clean up the piston here. I think I'm going to let the piston soak in my carb cleaner dunk tank overnight, and that should get most of this grime off of the piston here. So yeah, we'll be in good shape pretty soon, guys. Stay tuned. I'm just going to take this little file in here and just file real quick around the area where the valve keeper goes. Just knock a hair off. Usually there gets to be a little burr on there or something, and then you can't pull the valve out. I'll just turn it 90 degrees or so and go around the other side of it here, make sure there's no burrs. Then we should be able to pull it right out. Let's see. It's still stuck, so we'll do it. If you look up there, and it gets stuck on there. And you should be able to just file it a hair more and get it out. Alright, let's see. Here we go. Got it out. So, this one here is the same deal. It's not pitted or anything. It's actually pretty nice. It's just all carboned up on the top. So, we'll clean those up a hair and we'll lap these things in and see if we can clean out the ports here a little bit. They're all full of carbony junk. And we should be good. And if you look in the cylinder here, it's all full of junk. You can see pieces of that blowing up rod in there. So what I'm going to do is pull the magneto off. Then I won't have anything on here that's electrical or anything. And at that point we can hose it out. First I got to drain the rest of this oil out. And then we'll go from there. Alright guys, so we're going to hone out this cylinder here with the drill hone real quick. It basically has no scratches or anything bad in it, but it's just totally smooth. So I just want to try to get a little bit of a crosshatch on there before we reassemble this thing, and it should run that much better. So I got my drill here, and get this thing going. It shouldn't take very long to do this. Yeah, I see it working good already. Oh yeah, something is scratching the crap out of it. I gotta see if I got something stuck in one of these stones. I gotta clean out my stones because I'm really making a mess on that cylinder. That usually doesn't happen. Clean it out a little bit better here before I go any further. Make sure there's not a chunk of metal stuck in here. It's really scratching it good, which is not what we want. Let's see here. Make sure there's nothing in one of these stones that's causing that. And they don't appear to have any chunks of metal or anything sitting in them. Yeah, I think we're good. We'll try it again and see what happens. There we go. Give us a nice little crosshatch, and that will make it that much better when we put it together. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's see if we can show that to you guys. Let's see. Nice little crosshatch going on in there, and that should be the ticket to getting this thing to have a lot of compression and whatnot. Alright guys, so we got the Briggs here again, and what we're going to do is we're going to lap these valves. So I got my valve grinding compound. I'm going to pull the valve out, and I'm going to put a little bit of this around the valve here. You got to be careful, you don't want any of this to get on the valve stem, as we don't want it to ruin the valve guide. So make sure that it's only on the valve seat area here, and then none of it makes its way down the valve stem. So you've seen us do this before in other videos, but we'll take our valve tool here, the suction cup, and we'll press it on, grind it in, and once in a while you lift it up, flap it back down again. You can hear it working its way in. Hear how simple that is? I'll do that a couple times and we'll have a nice shiny mating surface between the valve and the valve teeth, and we should be in good shape. Come on, doesn't want to stick. There we go. All right, let's pull it out. Yeah, that should be nice. Should be real nice. It's that simple, guys. That simple. And when you wipe this off, you can see on there that there's a nice shiny surface all the way around where both surfaces have met. And that's good. Pretty simple. These valves weren't pitted or anything when we started, so it's not really a big deal to lap them in because they were pretty good to start with. But as long as we got this motor this far apart, we'll make sure it's real nice when we put it back. Should run like brand new, hopefully. Alright, so after I do this, I'm going to hose it out again and make sure there's no grit left in here anywhere. That's the last thing in the world that we need is grit in a remanufactured engine, because first time we start it, it's going to blow up. So I'll be very careful to get it clean, and I'll go from there.